Good news, everyone. Welcome to Hater, Episode 2, Death Note, 2017, Netflix. What the fuck? What the fuck? You can't see my hands. I wish you could. Ugh. Guys. Oh, man. The anime TV show is really excellent. I only watched it for the first time about a year ago, also on Netflix, and I quite enjoyed it. It's a thriller, it's psychological, there's like a cat and mouse chess game type thing between L and Light, and it is glorious. Yes, there are problems with the anime. This isn't about that. This is about the 2017 movie on Netflix. There was a huge controversy a couple months ago about the casting of these characters as white Americans, and in the instance of L, a black American, and people lost their shit on it. I don't really care. I think a good actor is a good actor, and they could have gotten an Asian an Asian actor to play this character, and that would have been fine with me too. I didn't mind Light. I was actually just talking to a friend of mine who hated him. I think his hair did look really shitty to me. I think it was a bad style decision. But, I think that he did okay with the actual acting. So, whatever. I mean, who cares? I've never seen anybody except for the father and Ryuk in anything. And so I'm not that familiar with their names. The guy who was playing L, I think, did a really good job. But I also think it's kind of an easier role, because Kira, like Kira. I think I'm gonna call Kira. I think I'm gonna call him Kira from now on. Kira is an emotional character. He is very it's internal, but they didn't have to necessarily portray it that way. It's kind of easier, well, not necessarily easier to do it in anime, but you could do it in the anime. You would kind of take these side steps, asides in the context of the viewing experience, and he would kind of go off on these thought tangents and those kinds of things, and we don't typically accept those very well in film or in live action. So I can understand why they did not do that. Here, also, considering the movie was an hour and 40 minutes and felt over rushed or something, okay. We kind of needed it to be a little bit more surface level at that time frame. Which I am not a fan of either. I think this probably should have been 8-episode TV show or something like that. I also think that Netflix, it would have made more sense. They're making the 13 reasons why I can't stand this fucking show into another season, and it was already 13 episodes to begin with. The book was only 150 fucking pages from what I gather. So okay. Anyways, yeah. I like his father, Shay Wingham, or I forget how you say his last name, but I like that actor. He's been in a bunch of cool stuff like Boardwalk Empire. He was in the first season of True Detective in a really interesting role, a very brief but interesting role. Yeah, Ryuk. It was okay, I get that they're doing it on a budget, and so he's kind of in the shadows, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna talk in this weird Willem Dafoe voice." That I'm not quite doing justice there. I get that it has to be a budget, right? That's fine. They also could have taken a more budget-friendly design to Ryuk. I don't know why he would have to be super tall and super lanky, and it could have just been a costume thing and makeup. I don't know why it had to be CGI, but they did that, so it probably tripled the cost of the fucking movie. In this movie, Maya, I can't remember her character name. His girlfriend. I liked her more in the anime. You know, um, she she's in love with Kira in the anime, and in this, she's attracted to him because he's Kira. But it's kind of like a mixed bag. Like she knew him ahead of that. Whereas in the anime, she was in love with Kira before she discovered Kira was light. Um, so I just thought that was a different way. Like it was a more interesting way to go than they went in this. And I get why they didn't do that here because they wanted it to be faster and yada yada yada. Whatever. You know, to some extent, we sacrificed a lot to the pacing of this movie. Um, for instance, L and his weird fucking Antifa costume and press conference. I am L. This probably sounds really weird because where the microphone is. I am L, and I'm here to tell you that Kira, we will catch you, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. I don't know. It, I also don't think that Kira's father would have put himself out there like he does in the movie. He actually does one of these press conferences as well, believing that his son is not Kira, that Kira should kill him, but his son has no one else to take care of him, so he's just fucking throwing his kid away? He's just throwing his life away? I don't think so. I don't think so. The little twists at the end were fine, I'm not trying to spoil anything here, really. Not too deep. Okay, so here's the thing that really bothers me about this movie, though. Light in the anime is fucking brilliant. He is making deductions. He has agendas. He wants to be the new god of the world, right? And he's going to do that through, everyone basically being afraid to be evil to each other. If they're afraid of Kira killing them, if Kira finds out who they are, that Kira will kill them, and so they're afraid. Everyone is afraid of being infamous because if you're too infamous, Kira will kill you. Kira kills hundreds, thousands of people in the course of the time frame. And granted, I understand that the anime goes on for it's 52 episodes or something like that, but it goes, maybe it's only 36. Anyways, it's a lot of episodes, but it goes over 5, 6, 7 years, somewhere around there. So I get that they can't quite do that in this, again, in an hour and a half fucking movie that should have been 8 episodes, but whatever. Kira's just not very bright. He's just not very bright in this. He doesn't read the Death Note. Before he wrote a name in the anime, which happens very quickly, he reads all of the rules and he learns all the rules and he tries to figure out. And there is an element of personal sacrifice attached to using the Death Note in the anime that isn't present in the movie. If you use the Death Note in the anime, your soul will be forfeit. You will go to hell or, purgatory or something like that with Ryuk. In the movie, there's no such concession. It's just veiled, implication that Ryuk will have somebody else write Light's name in the book. Ryuk is enamored with Light in the anime. He is just, everything is so interesting because of what Light is doing and has done. And so he doesn't, it's not that he will write Light's name as soon as it's time. He will take Light's soul, but he wants Light to succeed because he wants light to, light makes his life interesting. And this light is just not as interesting. Like, he has to get talked into committing his first murder using the book.
I like that. Dreams are places you can have fun, right? It's all in your mind, so why not enjoy it? Shh. Listen.
And it's much more murderous in this, and he's much more murderous, like, in this, at least at first, than he is in the anime. And in the anime, he keeps going. He's very manipulative, very Machiavellian, and he will still continue to kill people all along. Whereas in this, it's like, the longer he goes, kind of the more, more troubled he becomes with his own morality. Whereas in the anime, he becomes more fixed and concrete in his own morality. And that seems much more realistic to me, especially given that he has godlike power, especially to him. It's not that this movie is bad. It's got some flaws, and I think that they're trying to set it up for sequels and stuff like that, and I hope that it's successful enough to warrant them. If I had to make a guess, I'd say they're talking at least one sequel, and I hope that happens. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or hit me up on Facebook at EvilGenius0, and let's keep it going.